I'm Carl Harris. I'm the National Sales Manager for Mindfull, and I'm here with Becky, Knowledge Manager from Downer, and William, Enterprise Data Architect at Mindfull. When we're talking about data, Mindfull, our mission is to help our customers make sense in this fast-changing world, and obviously highly disruptive markets that we live and breathe in today. I guess I'm interested to understand from a Downer perspective, how's your organization now making better informed decisions? How are your executives, your managers, your employees out there on the construction sites and wherever else they're working, how are they getting access to information now that's helping them make better decisions on the ground?
Well, what the project that we've undertaken has delivered to the business is the ability to display in dashboards that are available on tablets or mobile phones. And in our business, that's really key because the bulk of our business is not sitting behind a computer in an office. The bulk of our business is by the side of a road or doing manual work out in fields, sometimes in very remote and difficult places to get to. So the ability to actually be able to display information on a mobile phone, a dashboard on the mobile phone that tells this manager what his performance has been from an operational point of view over a period of time, what his safety statistics for his employees is over a period of time. He doesn't have to come back into the office to see that, get that information. That's a very valuable thing for people. Also, raising the awareness of what we do and how we do it to these people in the field is key. When we first delivered the first set of dashboards out of the data warehouse project, one of the key executives for our transport business said to us, "This is great, Becky, but it's only good if my managers in the field can use it." Right? Because we need to empower our people with this information to be able to make better decisions when they are working. So that is a key thing that we've been able to do, is to actually deliver information on devices which are in use to people in operations in the field.
Yeah. That also empowers people to start asking, what else can you give me now? Now that you're giving me this information, what else can you tell me? And that's also really empowering.
Absolutely.
Now, and what does that journey look like then to get to that point for you? How did you get through from all these complex individual data sources through to this point where somebody in the field is consuming information on a mobile device? What does that, I know it's probably a massive question, but what did that journey look like for you?
It was a long journey and greatly enabled by Mindfull in terms of, we started out with workshops and we were able to get large parts of our business together for 2 weeks with Mindfull analysts and team to actually allow Mindfull to understand the complexity of the data in our business. And I think that was an incredibly useful thing because out of that came a design which allowed us to look across this complexity of data, but pick out the things that were relevant and important early information that would actually add real value to the man in the field, right? And to the executives making decisions. So the process was, we did the workshops, we went through the process of understanding what we needed to do. We did a design, and then we commenced the build. I think the things that got us all in terms of the process were what we didn't know, right? Which was, we talked a little bit about earlier. The spreadsheets that had key data in it that we didn't know existed, in the format that we didn't know existed. The quality of the data, the duplication of data, and the effort that was going to go into actually fixing that so that we knew that what we were presenting was accurate.
And then you talked about, Becky, some of the challenges, what you didn't know, the spreadsheets that were hitting you from all angles. Were there any other challenges in the business in getting buy-in and adoption from leadership, or challenges along the way of the project that?
Yeah, I think again, William hit the nail on the head when he talked about proving value. And while you were talking, William, I got to thinking a little bit about the concept of how do you get people to tell you what they need, right?
Yeah.
Because they don't know what they need. They think they know what they need, but when you say to them, tell me what data you need in this report and where it comes from, that's very difficult for them to do, right? So I kind of went full circle in my thinking. I originally thought we need a use case, and that needs to be from a business perspective. It needs to describe the problem that we're trying to solve. And we will work backward from that to the data fields inside the systems and bring that data all the way through to the report. So as we worked through the process, it became very clear to me that was a process that mere mortals in the business were going to find very difficult to do, right? They understood what the problem was, but articulating that problem and understanding what data that they needed that was going to help them to solve that problem was difficult. So I went through this process where I went, well, we'll just set up some marts and we'll give them all the data. And of course, we can laugh about that because that's impossible, right?
Yeah.
We understand that's impossible. And the message that we kept getting from the business was, well, tell us what you've got. What can I use? What have you got? And so it became like a chicken and egg thing, right? Where they didn't know what they wanted, but they wanted to know what we could give them. So I think we've come kind of full circle on that. We still need to go back to identifying what the business problem is that we're trying to solve, because the business can articulate that and then use the right resources to move that from I understand what the problem is all the way back to I know where to find that information inside my data.
So with the success you've had so far, with the journey you've been on and defining the service catalogue, are you now seeing people coming out of the woodwork and high demand for what's next on your journey? Are you basically being
the
impacted
tsunami
by
has
your...
arrived.
Right.
And our biggest challenge, and I think this is probably true for most businesses in New Zealand, I'm sure you guys are experiencing this as well, is resourcing that, right? Is to actually resourcing that. I think another really important aspect of this too is understanding who owns the data, right? So every single division in the business wants their safety report, but who actually owns that safety information? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so ensuring that the head of our zero harm, the executive in charge of our zero harm, has said, yep, that's the correct information that you guys can use in your safety report across all divisions. So that, establishing that ownership, establishing, again, the people in the stewards within the business to interact with us. This is an actual key part of the process. And the most difficult thing probably has been actually establishing ownership of data within the business. That will be probably one of the most challenging parts of what we've had to work with.
Because sometimes it's not good enough just to tell someone they are responsible for the information. Sometimes people need to take ownership themselves, because it is a big task to take responsibility of what your information says about your department and about your people. So it's really important to have that understanding and that sense of responsibility.
And for me, that's driven top down, right? You need the senior leadership team as stakeholders to buy into that stewardship program.
Yep.
And then drive that culture
again
culturally
yeah.
through the organization.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah. That's actually key to our success, is having that leadership, the empowerment with the resources to say, this is important to us, you will do this, right, is key.
And the resourcing aspect is important. I think a lot of times we see projects, they start off and we start with a small piece of the data warehouse, or the enterprise data warehouse, and we prove value. And then all of a sudden the masses come. And how do I service those masses quickly and efficiently so that someone doesn't wait months and go somewhere else again, and then causes a separation in projects? We need to be able to fit that bell curve of start small and then scale fast and be able to service everyone's needs as the education's happening through the organization. Once the organization's educated and understands the process, that need for resourcing tears down a bit because everyone understands what their part is and they can more easily handle it. But there'll always be that quick upscale piece that we need to deal with.
Well, I know for a fact internally, the program you've been running, Becky, is very highly regarded, hence why they keep throwing this tsunami of requirements at you. On a personal level, how have you enjoyed the journey of the data warehouse program and where you're at right now?
Look, yeah, I've loved it. It's been hard. It's been a journey. I think what gets me out of bed in the morning is the ability to do something that improves the business that I work for. And this is just like this is the cream of the crop, right? The absolute ability to add value, to increase margin, to increase safety, to improve the way we operate. That's what the data warehouse, that's what the data as an asset journey that we're on can do, and that's really exciting. It doesn't get any better than that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we've been thrilled to be part of that journey to
Yeah.
support you, and I think all of our team have really enjoyed the interaction and the engagement with the Downer team.
Yeah.
It's been fantastic. So I really want to thank you for your time today, Becky. It's
Thank you,
fantastic.
Carl.
Thank you for
Thank you,
sharing.
William.
Thank you.
Thanks, William.
Thank you.